IELTS Listening. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a prospective tenant and a real estate agent about renting an apartment. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Good morning. I'm interested in renting an apartment and would like some help finding one.
Good morning. I'd be happy to help. What type of apartment are you looking for?
I'm looking for a 2-bedroom apartment, preferably in the city center.
Great. Let's see what we have available. What is your budget?
I'm looking to spend around $1,500 per month.
All right. Do you have any other preferences?
Yes, I'd like an apartment with a balcony and a modern kitchen.
The tenant is looking for a 2-bedroom apartment, so 2-bedroom has been written in the space. Now, we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Good morning. I'm interested in renting an apartment and would like some help finding one.
Good morning. I'd be happy to help. What type of apartment are you looking for?
I'm looking for a 2-bedroom apartment, preferably in the city center.
Great. Let's see what we have available. What is your budget?
I'm looking to spend around $1,500 per month.
All right. Do you have any other preferences?
Yes, I'd like an apartment with a balcony and a modern kitchen.
Got it. Let me check our listings. I have a few options that might interest you. There's a lovely apartment on King Street that fits your criteria. It has 2 bedrooms, a balcony, and a modern kitchen. The rent is $1,450 per month.
That sounds perfect. Can you tell me more about the location?
Certainly. King Street is right in the city center, close to shops, restaurants, and public transport. It's a very convenient location.
That sounds ideal. When is the apartment available?
It's available from the 1st of next month. Would you like to schedule a viewing?
Yes, I'd love to see it. Can we arrange a viewing for this weekend?
Absolutely. How about Saturday at 10 a.m.?
That works for me. What do I need to bring for the viewing?
Just yourself. If you decide you're interested in the apartment, we'll need to go through the application process, which will require some documents.
What documents will I need?
You'll need to provide proof of income, a reference from your current landlord, and a form of ID. We'll also need to conduct a credit check.
No problem. I have all those documents.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
How long does the application process take?
It usually takes about a week to process everything. If all goes well, you could move in by the first of the month.
That sounds great. I'm really interested in this apartment. Could you tell me a bit more about the neighborhood?
Absolutely. The neighborhood around King Street is quite vibrant. It's surrounded by cafes, boutiques, and parks, making it a lively and convenient area to live in. There's also excellent public transport nearby, with bus stops and a subway station just a short walk away.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm also curious about the utilities included in the rent. Could you provide some details on that?
Certainly. The rent includes water and sewage. As for electricity and internet, tenants typically set up their own accounts with providers of their choice. I can provide you with recommendations for local service providers if needed.
Perfect. I appreciate the information. Regarding parking, is there designated parking available for tenants?
Yes, the apartment building offers secure underground parking for residents. Each apartment is allocated one parking spot, and there are additional visitor parking spaces available.
That's excellent news. I'm relieved to know parking won't be an issue. By the way, are pets allowed in the building?
Yes, pets are allowed with some restrictions. There's a pet policy in place that outlines the types and sizes of pets permitted. Additionally, there may be a small pet deposit required upon lease signing.
Good to know. I don't have any pets currently, but it's always good to have the option. Lastly, could you provide me with more details about the lease terms and any potential renewal options?
Of course. The standard lease term is 1 year, but there's flexibility depending on your needs. At the end of the lease term, you'll have the option to renew for another year or discuss a month-to-month arrangement, depending on availability and your preference.
That sounds fair. Thank you for clarifying everything. I'm really looking forward to the viewing on Saturday.
You're welcome. I'll send you a confirmation email shortly with all the details for the viewing. If you have any further questions before then or need assistance with anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Section 2. You'll hear two colleagues discussing plans for a company team-building event. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hey, Sarah. Do you have a few minutes to talk about the upcoming team-building event?
Sure, I've been looking forward to discussing it. Have you got any ideas?
I've been going through some brochures, and I've got a few here with me. Here you go.
Thanks. Just remind me when the event is scheduled.
It's next Friday. We'll be starting at 9 a.m. and wrapping up by 5 p.m. That gives us plenty of time to cover a couple of activities. Which brochure do you have there?
The Riverside Adventure Park looks interesting. It's open from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., so we have some flexibility there. How about starting there in the morning?
Another option could be the City Escape Room, which operates until 1 p.m., or we could consider mountain climbing experience. Oh, wait, that one's only available on weekends. The Nature Walk has similar timing restrictions.
The Botanical Gardens open at 8:30 a.m. We could visit there first or even on the way back since they close at dusk.
That gives us a few good options. We went to the Botanical Gardens a few years ago, right? The team enjoyed it a lot, but it would be nice to try something new. I've seen other companies at the Riverside Adventure Park.
So have I. Then again, playing it safe with the Nature Walk isn't a bad idea since we've taken groups there before. The City Escape Room is popular too, so it must be good.
It would be beneficial to go somewhere with guided tours. The Adventure Park provides excellent tours, and I think they do at the Botanical Gardens too.
According to this brochure, they used to, but not anymore. However, Riverside Adventure Park offers guided tours. We might have to guide the team ourselves at the escape room or the botanical gardens.
That wouldn't be a problem. Also, the botanical gardens and the city escape room are free, which is a plus. The others have admission fees, which means we'd have to budget for those.
I don't think the team would mind a small fee if it's for a good experience. Let me check the brochures. The Adventure Park has a group discount. Oh, and the botanical gardens are free.
Great. Do we need to make any bookings for these places?
The Riverside Adventure Park requires a reservation for groups larger than 10. The same goes for the city escape room. The nature walk and botanical gardens allow walk-ins.
I suggest we start with the adventure park in the morning. How does that sound?
Sounds perfect. We should book it as soon as possible. For the afternoon, we can go for something more relaxed like the botanical gardens. We can consider the nature walk for another time. It's a pity the mountain climbing experience isn't available, but we can't change the day.
So it's decided then. Now let's think about the activities for the team during the event. It should be engaging.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
I think the team should know a bit about the places before they go. That way, they'll be more engaged and write a better report afterward. I'll prepare some information for them to review at home and distribute it after our next meeting.
Great idea. I'll create some activities for them to do during the visit. Last year, we did a scavenger hunt, and it was a hit. I'll prepare something similar this time.
Sounds good. What about travel arrangements? How are we getting there?
What do you think? I remember once when we took the bus and it was a disaster.
It's quite a distance. We could hire a coach for the day, which is what we usually do, or we could take the train.
It will be rush hour, so the train might be too crowded. Having our own transport would be more convenient.
Agreed. We'll go with the coach. Anything else?
We need to inform the team. We could ask HR to send out the information.
It would take too long. Sending an email would be the quickest way, but not everyone checks their email regularly. We might not have a choice. I'll draft something and send it to HR to distribute.
Perfect. I'll let the team know the good news.
Section 3. You will hear a woman speaking to a group of young people who are interested in developing leadership skills. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hi everyone. So glad to see such a great turnout tonight at our Leaders of Tomorrow program information session. Thanks for taking the time to be here. We at Leaders of Tomorrow are passionate about helping young people like yourselves discover and develop your leadership potential. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, what exactly makes a good leader? The good news is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It doesn't matter if you're the life of the party, or prefer to work behind the scenes, great leaders come in all shapes and sizes. What really matters are the skills you can learn and hone over time, like clear communication and the ability to see things from another person's perspective, also known as empathy. These are the cornerstones of strong leadership. Speaking of learning, our program is designed to give you a well-rounded experience. It's not just about sitting through lectures. We offer both online modules you can work on at your own pace, and interactive workshops, where you can put those skills into practice alongside other aspiring leaders. And the best part? The support we provide doesn't end after the training. As you embark on your leadership journey, we'll be there every step of the way, offering resources and guidance to help you succeed. Now, before you jump right in, there are a couple of things to consider. We understand everyone comes from different backgrounds. Maybe you're a high school student with no leadership experience, or perhaps you've held leadership roles in the past, but want to further develop your skills. Regardless of your background, the most important thing is your commitment to personal growth. This program is all about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and being open to learning new things. If the idea of stepping outside your comfort zone sounds daunting, that's okay. This program might not be the best fit for you at this time. What we're really looking for are people who are enthusiastic and eager to develop their leadership potential, not necessarily those with prior experience.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Okay, so let's explore some of the key areas our leadership program focuses on and what you can expect to learn. One area is project management. If you have a knack for organizing tasks and people, this could be a great fit for you. You'll learn how to plan, execute, and oversee projects from start to finish. Another important aspect is team building. Being able to bring people together and foster a collaborative environment is essential. If you're good at motivating others and creating a positive team spirit, this will come naturally to you. We also focus on public speaking. Many people find this challenging, but it's a crucial skill for leaders. If you're willing to practice and face your fears, you'll find yourself becoming more confident in speaking in front of groups. If you have a passion for community service, we have several initiatives where you can lead volunteer efforts. This is a great way to apply your leadership skills while making a positive impact. Finally, we cover conflict resolution. Leaders often need to mediate disputes and find peaceful solutions. If you can stay calm under pressure and think critically, you'll be well suited for this aspect of leadership.
Section 4. You will hear a university lecture about the effects of climate change on coral reefs. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today, we're going to discuss the impact of climate change on one of the most diverse ecosystems on our planet, coral reefs. Coral reefs are known for their vibrant marine life and their importance in ocean ecosystems. However, they are increasingly threatened by climate change. Coral reefs are primarily composed of coral polyps, which are small marine animals that form large colonies. These polyps secrete calcium carbonate, which forms the hard structure of the reef. One of the most pressing issues facing coral reefs today is coral bleaching. This phenomenon occurs when the symbiotic algae that live within coral tissues are expelled due to stress from increased water temperatures. Without these algae, the coral loses its color and, more importantly, its primary source of energy, leading to a weakened state and often death if the stress persists. In addition to bleaching, another significant threat to coral reefs is ocean acidification. As the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increases, more CO2 is absorbed by the oceans, leading to a decrease in pH levels. This acidification affects the coral's ability to produce their calcium carbonate skeletons, making it harder for them to grow and maintain their structures. The impact of ocean acidification is not limited to corals. It also affects other marine organisms that rely on calcium carbonate for their shells and skeletons. Rising sea levels and increased storm intensity, both consequences of climate change, further threaten coral reefs. Higher sea levels can result in deeper waters, reducing the sunlight that reaches the corals, which is essential for photosynthesis by the symbiotic algae. More intense storms can cause physical damage to the reefs, breaking apart the delicate structures and reducing the overall resilience of the ecosystem. Efforts to protect and restore coral reefs are underway worldwide. Marine Protected Areas (MPAs) have been established to limit human activities that can harm coral reefs, such as overfishing and coastal development. These MPAs aim to create safe havens where coral reefs can recover and thrive. Additionally, scientists are exploring ways to enhance coral resilience through selective breeding of heat-tolerant coral species and developing artificial structures that can serve as new reef habitats. However, local actions alone will not be enough to save coral reefs. Global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions are crucial to mitigating the broader impacts of climate change on these ecosystems. Reducing carbon emissions will help slow the rate of ocean warming and acidification, giving coral reefs a better chance to adapt and survive.